Fortunately for Longfellow, a customs lawyer who was a friend of the Duval family appeared and offered to take charge, placing Marcos and all of his paraphernalia into a freight car, which he shipped to the capital, to the only known address of the deceased, his sister's house. This would have been one of the most painful moments in Clara's life if Barabbas had not arrived among her uncle's things. Unaware of the commotion in the courtyard, she was led by instinct directly to the corner where the cage had been set down. In it was Barabbas, or rather, a pile of bones covered with a skin of indefinite colour that was full of infected patches, with one eye sealed shut and the other crusted over, rigid as a corpse in his own excrement. Despite his appearance, the child had no trouble identifying him. "A puppy!" she cried. The animal became her responsibility. She removed it from the cage, rocked it in her arms, and with a missionary's care managed to get water down his parched, swollen throat. No one had bothered to feed him since Captain Longfellow, who, like most Englishmen, was kinder to animals than to people, had dropped him on the pier along with all the other baggage. While the dog had been on board with his dying master, the captain had fed him with his own hand and taken him up on deck, lavishing on him every attention that he had denied Marcos, but once on land he was treated as part of the baggage. Without any competition for the job, Clara became the creature's mother, and she soon revived him. A few days later, after the storm of the corpse's arrival had died down and Uncle Marcos had been laid to rest, Severo noticed the hairy animal his daughter was holding in her arms. "What's that?" he asked. "Barabbas," Clara replied. "Give him to the gardener so he can get rid of him. He might be contagious," Severo ordered. But Clara had adopted him. "He's mine, Papa. If you take him away, I'll stop breathing, and I promise you I'll die." The dog remained in the house. Soon afterward, he was running everywhere, devouring drape fringes, oriental rugs, and all of the table legs. He rapidly recovered from his terrible condition and began to grow. After he had had a bath, he was found to be black, with a square head, long legs and short hair. Nana suggested cutting off his tail to make him more refined, but Clara had a tantrum that degenerated into an asthma attack, and no one ever mentioned it again. Barabbas kept his tail, which in time grew to be as long as a golf club, and developed a life all of its own that led to lamps and china being swept from the tabletops.